Welcome to Hawkeye Tap Podcast. This is still 226. I got to talk to Sam about this, but the trade deadline did blow. I'm your host, Bill Dean. I'm, of course, here with two of my co-hosts. Shorts Guy is finally back in the chair, and we got Schwim. Steven is out saving all the animals in the world, which we do very much love. His love of animals and everything that Steven really does, preach. He's 100% behind, 2,000% behind, really. And we try to be better people because of him, because he is a really good guy. So, Steven, we love you.
He makes us want to be better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to do vegan for a set amount of time because I do love red meat, and while I love animals, I'm a hypocrite. So, that's what it is. We're brought to you by Primetime Radio, courtesy of Mr. Sam Wu. I'm behind the glass, and you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please leave us a 5-star review if you be ever so kind. Before we get to the Shorts Guy, I love the shirt.
Thank you.
Great shirt.
Schwim, your jersey sucks. And Lord, what are you drinking?
Shall I go first?
I'll go.
Or do you want to go?
I'll go first. I had way too much dinner, so I just went with I'm going with a 30-minute.
Way too much dinner.
Nice.
I was gonna have.
Good light.
I was gonna continue with the battle of the winter kegs, but a 30-minute IPA is good after a whole way too much vegetable lo mein. So
ooh, nice.
30-minute it is.
Veggie lo mein. I like it.
Yeah, speaking of, this pales in comparison to Steven, but as of this Wednesday, I'll be meat free for 3 weeks.
Wow,
nice. Very nice.
Okay.
See, you're doing your part.
Pretty good.
I'm trying.
I did the vegan for a month, and it was awesome.
I did that too.
It's just
a couple years ago.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of hard work and
planning. Yeah, and I was not properly prepared for it, and thankfully that when it does come to anything, and then we have a visitor. We have two visitors.
Oh, two visitors.
They were in bed. Clearly not in bed anymore. They are going to be in very much trouble if they don't start going upstairs and going to bed.
Yes.
Adios.
Hi. Are they the same Jambos?
Hi.
Yeah, they're wearing ET.
Nice.
Nice. What I was gonna say there before we had visitors was credit to Steven for putting up with question after question and pictures of look what I made tonight, even though it probably looks basic. But yeah. So thank you to Steven. But 3 weeks this Wednesday.
Very nice guy. So I am going. I'm finally, hopefully, knock on wood, praying to God, I'm out of my cluster period. Cluster headaches are a bitch, and for anyone that deals with migraines, I know very much what you're going through, and it sucks. I had a beer Saturday, and it went okay, so I'm going to hope that this one goes well, too. Wicked Weed, Blue Raz Burst, I went for a very low alcohol
nice
drink, so this way I can hopefully keep up with the good stuff. All right, let's get what's on tap for today's episode. Here's a weekly snapshot.
Whoa.
I forgot we went Shorts Guy first. Sorry. I went by what I thought was on the screen.
Yep. Doesn't care. Doesn't care about me. He got his in. That's all that matters.
I did.
Doesn't care about anyone else but himself. So selfish.
Selfish prick.
Anywho, I am debuting a new beer, a new Nightmare beer that I just picked up.
Woo!
It's called Burial Tree. It is a American wheat IPA brewed with North American malt and hops. I don't know if you can see the artwork on it. It's kind of like all black and white and gray, but it's like a big ass dead tree with a bunch of coffins and people in the coffins in the tree.
The graphic you sent last week was pretty rad.
Yeah, you saw it, right? Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And I love the history that they give about it. They explain what every beer they name, they explain like what it's about and the history behind it, and then they pair it with like a death metal song, which is pretty cool.
Not the pairing with the death metal songs, but that's what Mudhen does with all their beers that they have on the can. They have a history of where the naming comes from. So Mudhen does something really very similar.
Yeah, I like reading about that.
It gives context.
Yeah, it's cool.
It gives context to the beer name.
And it's like,
Yeah.
like these horrible, like obviously Nightmare is like all horrific stuff, but these horrible things like actually happened in the history of mankind.
history.
So it's like really crazy to read some of this shit.
And I think the weirdest one you ever got was the one with the cadaver tooth.
Oh yeah, I still have that one.
was the
I still have it in the fridge.
That one was the.
That was the
Yeah,
that was the not the IPA, the what do you call it? It was like 17 or no, it was like 20 something percent. It was a friggin'
You didn't drink that, did you?
I think we tried it, didn't we? It was like motor oil.
I don't think
remember?
we tried it, did we?
It was a stout.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
if
was the
we did.
strangest one you got from them.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have tried that. That's cadaver tooth is like.
Well, I had multiple ones. I just didn't bring the one that had the tooth melted onto it. I brought one of the other ones, but that same beer.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure we had it, and it was like 22% or something like that.
Let's go to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's a weekly snapshot. JJ Welch chiming in. He says 8-7. I don't actually know what the reference is, but JJ, we love you. I'm glad you can hear
Dean actually doesn't know anything about hockey, apparently. What
Yep,
do you think that
apparently.
could possibly
Oh,
be? JJ.
Yeah.
Yesterday's score. Yesterday's score. I was thinking it was like a 6-7
Jesus.
thing, like one of those
that's a new
things.
Stupid.
Wow.
That's where
JJ, I love
I
you.
got
Even
messed
though
up.
you're a Buffalo fan,
JJ,
I love
very
you,
good.
and I'm happy for you. And I'm glad you got
JJ's
God.
team.
Win.
And let's talk about the Buffalo Sabres. They
Yes.
made a couple good moves, but they're very good, and it's awesome that they're gonna make the playoffs, and the New York Jets are gonna be the sole sack of shit team of all time, and I love every minute of it because goddamn they suck. But
they
NHL.
do.
How long has it been for the Jets, though?
It's the same amount of time. It's just it depends on when the years are. So now Buffalo would technically, if they didn't make the playoffs, they would have taken the lead by just a smidgen. Now it's going to be full on Jets, baby, and I love every second of it. God, I hate the Jets, and I love the Jets at one time. It's going to be awesome. Buffalo Sabres, 64 games played, so they have 2 more than Tampa, but 84 points. Big win last night, 8-7. I forgot. I apologize. 8-1-1 in their last 10, a 7-game winning streak. This team, the goal differential is plus 32. They finally, have accumulated defense, offense as well as their defense, which is very good. And it kind of leads into yesterday's game. Obviously, the 8-7 win. They were down 7-4. Schwem.
Oh, Tampa.
Or you were up 7-4?
No. At one point, we were up 6-4 and 7-5.
That's what 6-4, 7-5. That's what it was. And then they came back, win 8-7.
Yep.
Listen, this team, you look at the roster for Buffalo. I'm talking about, but Tage Thompson, 34 goals. He's got 70 points on the year. He is when he releases a shot, it
it's a bomb.
It is a monster. Like it might not hit the 90s and 100s. It could be 80s.
No,
and it looks like it's 90.
You can't even see
he
it.
is, yeah.
They did a replay last night on a one-timer from the side, and like they were trying to just talk about his shot and everything, and they couldn't see it. It was wide, of course.
You
But
have to super
his
slow.
shot is so even in
Quick.
slow-mo and somewhat slow-mo, they couldn't see it, but they knew he just blasted one, but it was wide.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got a fantastic shot.
Darlene with 44 assists. He's doing awesome. 57 points in 60 games. Tuck's almost got 30. Josh Dona's 20. Jason Zucker almost has 20. You got a bunch of guys scoring goals. How many guys are in the 10s? There's like 6. And then, just assists. You got Ryan McLeod has 33 assists. I mean, the entire group is putting up points, which is pretty impressive. You got Owen Max Power and obviously Mattias Samuelsson and Bowen Byram, and we talked about Darlene, a couple of Connor Timmins, a couple other guys here. They do add some big names in, big names, quote unquote. Logan Stanley, he's a big player, 6'7". You have Luke Shen, who was joined, and you also have Sam Carrick, former New York Ranger, who already has a goal in his second game.
Scored last night.
Yep, very good one. Just kind of lasered it over your backup goaltender. I like this team, and I'm not going to pick them to win the Atlantic or even the Eastern Conference, but I can see them getting a series win depending on what goes on here. At the moment you have the wild card standings. You have Buffalo, Tampa, and Detroit with Montreal and the Bruins. So at the moment, Buffalo would play Montreal,
Boston.
and Boston
Montreal.
would play.
No, Boston.
Yeah, Montreal and Boston would play Carolina.
Yes.
Because
they can win that series. I think they can.
I think so too. Buffalo could beat Montreal easy, and it'd be Buffalo and Tampa in a second round series, which I like that. It could be very
like,
interesting.
based on this last game, all the animosity that they had in like the last two games that they played each other. If they meet, let's say in the second round or whatever round, that would be a pretty awesome series.
Yeah, let's get into the animosity. One thing,
there's a lot of it.
Why I feel like Rasmus Dahlin is not liked by very many people in the NHL. You have the Malkin swing stick. He seems to get into little ruckuses and fights with people. If you have a reason why, go ahead. I don't really know exactly why.
He does some shady stuff sometimes that goes uncalled or undetected, and the players get fed up with it, and then they just take it into their own hands and usually go over the line. Malkin went completely over the line, swinging a stick at his head.
Yeah.
And same thing with Hagel. Hagel went over the line just by grabbing him and throwing punches at him and not letting him go.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's specifically talking about last night with Hagel. It's not like Hagel was just like pissed off at what was going on in the game and just took it out on him. No, like Dahlin's doing some shit. He high sticked him right in the face, and there was no call. And so, that whole game, everybody was pissed off at everybody, and that happens. And again, I'm not trying to like say what Hagel did is justified. I don't agree with it. He probably should have got a suspension instead of just a fine or both. But Dahlin's not totally innocent here. He did some he's done other shady stuff. But again, I'm not saying Hagel should have done what he did, but he's like Dahlin's not innocent in this either.
So this is I want to start to pose some questions to you because I think it's a lot worse for a couple reasons, and we'll kind of get this right now. A lot of people throwing up Bertuzzi, and that obviously comes with. Hold on. A lot of people are throwing up Bertuzzi, and obviously Dahlin doesn't get hurt, and that's the best thing. The whole Steve Moore situation was horrible, right?
Yes.
The point on the Bertuzzi thing, Bertuzzi hits him in the back of the head, and he falls down. And then the pile on, right? He has the forearm to the back of the neck.
Doesn't he hit him in the back of the head and then like fall like on his head too after he hits him? Yes.
Yes.
That was egregious.
Yes.
Hagel didn't do that.
Hold on. You have to watch it, Schwib. I think you really got to go back and look again. He's obviously engaged with him. Dahlin turns the skate and he punches him in the back of the head twice. And as he's falling, he hits the ground and he punches him again. And
he's trying to hit him when he's on the ground. Yes.
Yeah, but his head was facing the ice when he punches him.
Yes, but also here's another thing.
That's the dangerous part.
Why can't Dahlin answer for the shit he's done? He just doesn't do anything.
He should. He's a pussy, right? He doesn't want to do it. That's fine, but it's still
when Hagel was holding him and like he wasn't like engaging him. Hagel should have like. Hagel should have realized, I don't want to fight. This guy's not going to go. He's being a loser wimp.
Hagel just brought it too far, but that's where if you watch it and you watch kind of the same scenario that happened with Bertuzzi and Moore, and listen, Bertuzzi had animosity, and who knows what Hagel was pretty pissed off at Dahlin too, so who knows what could have happened. But you do see him punch him in the head.
The last game they played too.
Yeah, listen, Dahlin is not.
Too. He injured
Dahlin
one
is
of Tampa's
not.
Players.
Yeah, Dahlin's not out of the. He should definitely face some ramifications for this stuff, but it's the act of punching in the head, and then as he's falling, he's still punching him, and that's where people are upset that that same thing happened with.
I don't
Bertuzzi
agree with
and Moore.
I agree with them, but I'm not saying it's like what Bertuzzi did.
It's close. I think if you told me it was a 5-game suspension, I would not have any problem with
right
that.
there looking at him. He could do anything to protect.
But he
himself.
wasn't after he skated away. The problem was he turned his back to him, and then Hagel still
holding him
went
the whole
at it.
time.
But
Hagel's holding
watch
him the
it
whole
again.
time.
You see him punch him as he's on the ground.
I know he's swinging at him when he's on the ground. Does he actually connect with anything, or is he just swinging away?
Yeah, he hits him in the back of the head. Yeah. Listen, you have the Tampa glasses, just like when I have Rangers glasses on.
Do you think that was worse than some guy swinging a stick at your head? That's like completely. I think.
Well,
uncalled
see,
for.
the problem is that the NHL Department of Player Safety doesn't know their ass from their elbow, and
Of
they
course
are
not.
they're not gonna do
They're the most
anything that
inconsistent
remotely
committee
resembles. Like
in
Bertuzzi's
the world.
penalty when he did that was he was suspended for the rest of the season, and then eventually the next season too. He got you're right. So like that, you can't use that because these dipshits that run Department of Player Safety now don't want to call things. So, but yeah, if you told me it was 5 games, I wouldn't have been upset, or I would have thought that hey, this was worse or better or anything. It didn't look good. The optics weren't good, and yes, Darlene is for whatever it is, he needs to start to answer a bell, or these things will continue to happen because he's
if he's going to do shady shit like that, he has to answer to it because again, these refs are looking right at it and don't make a call when all they do is make a call right there. Maybe none of this happens. You hit him right in the face, and again in the last game, in the other game, he friggin' cross checks Gonsalves and he goes flying into the boards and hurts his ankle, and he's missed the last like 4 or 5 games because of it. So he's been doing shady shit. I don't know what he did to Malkin. That's why I wish we had Steven on here. I don't know what he did to Malkin before Malkin took literally a swing at him. But
go ahead, Shorts.
I don't think it was nothing.
So while you guys were both kind of going back and forth, I watched both of those.
Chichi goes like Cooch.
What? So just kind of looking at
what about Cooch?
He said like Cooch. I guess
like Cooch?
Maybe Cooch was doing some dirty stuff. Sorry, Shorts.
Oh, whatever.
That's okay. So I was just I was just watching both of those hits back and back to back like that. And I think the difference between the Bertuzzi one versus what Hagel did was if Bertuzzi kind of sucker punched from behind without
the guy has no clue that he's
knowing. He has no clue that he's coming. And whereas Hagel is, first of all, he's smaller than Darlene, and Darlene knew it was coming, not the hits that were as he was falling to the ice, but Hagel and Darlene were going at it, and then Darlene fell and Hagel fell on top of him and was still swinging. So there's a big difference to me, just because Steve Moore was just completely from behind. Just sucker punched, and he caught it in the temple. And when you watch that over again, like he stiffens up and he just goes face first into the ice, without having any half shields on. I think it also looks worse too with the Bertuzzi one. But I think the fact that it was Darlene and Hagel were going at it for quite some time, so it's not like Hagel just kind of jumped Darlene from behind and just kind of sucker punched him in the back. Like they were going at it, and there was that the whole altercation started with the two of them kind of going at each other. So it looks bad because Darlene fell first, and Hagel kind of kept going. To me it's an apples and oranges comparison. I don't think it's anywhere near like the Bertuzzi hit, because I don't think it's even close. That was reckless. Yeah, and that's looking at him.
I'm not saying what Hagel did was right, but I don't think it's anywhere close to Bertuzzi.
No, and I just saw the Hagel Darlene matchup for the first time about 3 minutes ago, so I didn't even have a preconceived notion on it. But that's just from looking at both. That's just what I'm thinking.
That's fair. I'm just, I mean, I was just saying, if you gave him a few games, 3-5, 2-5, I wouldn't have thought any.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
If you got like one or two games, I'd be like, okay. Yeah.
I would have been. I thought
he was going to get tossed from the game. Actually, when I was watching it live, I thought he was going to get thrown out.
I thought so too. I don't know how he didn't.
He just got a double minor, which I think at that time it was a full 2-minute 5-on-3. And that was like one of the only power plays they didn't score on, which is amazing because they scored on like 4 other ones and couldn't score on a full 2-minute 5-on-3. That game was just wacky all over. Everything about that game was crazy.
Was Vasi in net?
No, I wish he was, though. And that's another point I wanted to make, if I can.
What grinds your gears, Schwim?
Really grinds my gears. Okay, I understand Tampa was on a back-to-back, second of a back-to-back. I understand that, and they usually don't do, Vasi on a back-to-back. It would usually be split between him and Johansson. Vasi played the night before against Toronto. They won 5-2 or whatever that was. The second game is a huge game against a team that is trying to catch you and take over first place. One, right?
Yeah.
Two, I understand it's a back-to-back, but like Vasi's a world-class athlete and goalie. He hasn't played games, and he had that 3-week break when he wasn't playing anything, when all the other players were playing in the Olympics. I think he could handle one back-to-back. I don't think it would be that bad. I know they have a lot of games smushed together coming in March here. They have a game basically like every other day, and they have 2 more back-to-backs, I think, at the end of this month, which is a lot. But this is a big game. This is like, it was for first place. Like, I would think you'd want him, or maybe play Johansson the first game and then play Vasi in this game. But I think they just wanted like a definite win against Toronto. But I think they should have went back to him. Not that maybe he would have made a difference or anything, because that game was nuts. But I think, and I don't even blame that game on Johansson for most of it. Like, the defense and special teams were
bad.
So bad. Tampa let up 4 power play goals and a shorthanded goal. That's the 5 goals right there are all special teams. And Tampa, I think, had 6 even strength goals. They had 1 power play goal and I think 6 even strength goals. So if they have Vasi in net, maybe it's a little different, but who knows?
Let's get to, I think, the most important part of this, and for the Tampa Bay, and it's the acquisition of Corey Perry.
2 goals in 2 games. Hide your moms. Hide your moms.
2 goals in 2 games. He is obviously a lightning rod for the Tampa Bay team. And listen, Shrim, congrats on making the Stanley Cup final. It's a very big accomplishment. You will lose, but you at least made it to the Stanley Cup final.
We're going to win the Eastern Conference.
It is, in all honesty, it is amazing how you listen to different people talk about Corey Perry and the acquisition of Tampa, and they love it. And they're like, he's got great underlying numbers, and he's a great third line plug, and all this other. These guys, I guess that the way they watch hockey is so much different than us, right? Like, cynical fans, that when we watch some of these players on these teams, you're like, this guy's not good. He can't skate anymore. Okay, he's got a release still somewhat.
He has to play in front of the net. That's it.
Yeah, and he agitates. Okay, you can put him on the second power play and the net front guy. Other than that, he stinks. He's horrible. He's not good in any other facet. And you want to tell me he's a locker room guy? I don't buy it.
Maybe he is. I don't know. But he scored in back-to-back games, so he's kind of telling me to shut up right now. I think he is.
He's putting you right in your pants.
From the jersey.
Yeah.
But
did you order his jersey yet?
No, not yet. But I was just like, when I saw that.
Shit.
When I saw that on Friday.
Perry jersey
I know you
in Tampa.
Oh my God.
I think I sent you guys a picture.
I think you did, yeah. When I saw that, I literally yelled out. I was like, no. And
good God,
that they traded a second round pick for him, and I don't know, man. Like, if he keeps doing what he's doing right now, I'm okay with that, because he hasn't taken a stupid ass penalty yet. That's usually what he does. He'll take a really dumb penalty at a really like bad time, and it'll snowball into something else or mess something up. But if he can chip in like he's chipping in, I'm okay with that. But it's just like, I know if we make it all the way there, I know his mojo is going to kick in, and we're going to have a complete collapse in the finals. And it's just going to be like, yep. And if they bring him back next year, that's another thing I was thinking of. I'm like, if he's going to play another season, which I don't see why he probably wouldn't, I'm assuming, unless they win it all, maybe he'll want to go out on top. I don't know.
Yeah,
but if they bring him back next year, I'm going to be probably even more angry.
Listen,
So,
if they bring him back, I want Tampa Bay to have a Corey Perry Pog night where they bring him back and then they give out Corey Perry Pogs.
He's back. In Pog form. Oh man, I would actually want one of those if they did that.
Yeah, so would I. A Corey Perry Pog.
I don't want a Corey Perry jersey, but I would want a Corey Perry Pog. Yes.
Oh
my God.
Oh, there's like 8 people that understand what the hell a Pog is.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another trade deadline blows acquisition. I don't know.
And we've got to get into now.
I can't believe that was their only acquisition.
they're altogether. This trade deadline sucked. I don't.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
not
pretty bad.
impressed. Especially as a Ranger fan. Then listen. I understand that Drury had a a quota he wanted to meet for this trade, and he asked for the stars and the moon, which is absolutely within their rights. And I think that it wasn't astronomical, but teams just didn't want to meet that in a market that was, I thought, blowing up. There was a lot of big, pieces that were dealt that, honestly, they cost a lot, and teams just didn't want to bite at some of these prices. So,
I think
but
the offseason
they
will be more explosive than
probably. I mean, I hope so,
was.
right?
Because the cap's going up, you don't have to worry about right now. A lot of people, I think, there's a couple things. You couldn't do the double retention anymore, so that kind of hindered teams, and also you have to make your team cap compliant in the playoffs too. So it's I think that hinders a lot of guys you're going to acquire. So I think once the offseason comes and they have more money to play with, and then I think we're going to see some trades go down. Hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rangers are going to be one of the big ones.
I think they'll make some. I think they'll make some big splashes.
We can get some other trades and some things that kind of happened for the deadline.
Did you hear a couple that came in about the trade that came in after the.
It
was 301 or something like that, and they declined it.
I don't know
what it was.
Yeah,
they just said there was a trade
that didn't say
a minute late. It was a minute late, and they declined it.
I'm sure it'll get leaked because I'm sure that the players were notified that they were going to be dealt, and maybe they come out and say, hey, it was I was traded or whatever. But
is that because it was a late fax? Because I do remember at some point that there was
that is crazy to use fax.
Do they still use fax machines?
Apparently,
it's all email now. I thought no,
it is. All right.
I thought so. I thought they had to email.
It wouldn't.
Something.
It would not shock me if the NHL
was
still sending faxes for trade deadline day. I mean, they can't even get goaltender interference right. What makes you think that they haven't gotten rid of the fax machines in NHL HQ?
I heard a story.
Maybe that's.
I heard a story on 32 Thoughts. They were talking about some personnel sent an email to them, and they copy and pasted the wrong thing, and they got back to them hey, you copied and you sent us a trade for a guy who's not on this team. What is this? And they said the guy copy and pasted the wrong thing into the email. God. So I'm thinking it's going by email. I hope for Christ's sake, I hope it's by email.
So you had the Nazem Kadri trade that happened late. You had the Bobby McMahon trade that happened late. You also had there's one other one. Was it Liljegren? I don't remember. But you had a bunch of trades, and Colorado.
Was it Lawton kind of late? Lawton to LA.
Lawton, thank you. Yep. Lawton, LA. Colorado, their trade. I mean, this team is obvious. For me, they're the team to beat. Now, your center depth is Nathan McKinnon, Brock Nelson, now third line center or whatever. Brock Nelson, third line center, or if you want to do Nazem Kadri, third line center. Still nuts. And then your fourth line guy is Nicholas Waugh. Who is a very good third line center who's now going to be dropping to fourth line and handling puck. They are, and they have no draft picks for the next 3 years. Just they turn into Tampa.
It's true.
But you did some other big trades. The big one happened overnight, which would have been the Ducks acquiring. Excuse me. Ducks acquiring. Oh my God, defenseman for Capitals. Thank you, John Carlson. Which was a big deal. They give up a first and some other pieces. We talked about Schwimm's favorite trade of all time. You had Jeff Petrie going to Minnesota, Nick Dowd going to Vegas Golden Knights from Washington too. So Washington with a little fire sale, calling it kind of quits. You had Nick Delorier going to Carolina. Carolina, to me, they're a loser in this. How they always seem to just pick up these spare parts. And listen, it works in their system. That's great. But they can't get a big fish. They tried for Trocheck and they tried for some other guys and just didn't want to pull triggers on this. If I'm this team, and the same thing, talk about them, but same thing goes with Minnesota. I think that they should have gone after Trocheck. I think they needed another center. When Hartman is your number one center, it just doesn't work. But and I know that's you also have Joel Eriksson next as your second line guy, but Carolina they need to go big game shopping because the way they're constructed currently, I can't see them winning in a major series, right? A Eastern Conference Final or a Stanley Cup. They just don't have the guys.
I don't see anybody in the East right now winning the Stanley Cup. I think it's one of those three West teams right now. But I mean, again, that could all change in the playoffs.
You're giving yourself Tampa is a legit.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Tampa can beat Colorado, Minnesota, or Dallas in a 7-game series.
They can when these other three teams have to beat the living daylights out of each other to get to an Eastern Conference Final. That's the difference. You guys,
not with Corey Perry.
You guys, Schweb, you're automatically there. You're in the.
So I don't have to watch the first 3 rounds. I could just wait.
Yeah, you don't have to watch anything. You could just be happy. You and your daughter can just be happy for 4 or 5 weeks.
You know what? You should tell Cynthia that I don't have to watch until June.
I was just gonna say, tell Cynthia you are not gonna watch the first 3 rounds, and you will take a hockey sabbatical during the first 3 rounds of the playoffs because you're confident Tampa will be in the finals since Corey Perry is now the leader.
Do you know how happy she would be? She'd be more happy.
I know how happy
than on her wedding day. That would make her much more happy than anything. And you know what? I can't have that.
Her favorite. I need her favorite day of the year. Her favorite day of the year is the day that Tampa's eliminated.
Tampa's out.
Oh my God, she loves it.
It's the next day. It's the next day. It's
she
the
loves
next
it when
day
they're not playing.
He's unhappy in the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. She loves it when they're not playing and when they lose. Like if they lose, and they're out and the season's over. That's her favorite day. That's like Christmas for her.
Yeah. You had a pretty good player for player trade. Bobby Brink to Minnesota for David Jiricek. Nick Foligno joins his brother Marcus in Winnipeg. That was a good Minnesota trade as well. Yeah, they did. Minnesota, Vinny Hinostroza too. They're. I think I like them. I think
that could be a pretty cool story seeing the Foligno brothers go through the playoffs together. And
Bash brothers,
maybe do some damage. I think that'd be pretty cool.
One winner / loser, and that's 2 teams I want to talk about now because they made a big trade as well. But the New York Islanders, Braden Shen for a first and a third is.
Yeah.
I don't understand that price. I think that's crazy.
That's a lot. Yeah.
St. Louis though is boatload of draft capital. That as well as the Justin Falk trade that came in late too. They got 2 firsts, and Justin Falk just isn't good, and I don't know what Stevie Y's doing. But there's just
he missed out on everything else, and he's like, I gotta get something here.
Get something. Yeah, because his players would have revolted. They were so pissed after last deadline.
Year. Yeah. That they didn't do anything. So at least he did something, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Buffalo also got Tanner Pearson. A little bit previous to that, you had we talked about Nick Waugh, but Senators gave up Warren Fogle. He went to the Kings. Sorry, other way around. Senators got Warren Fogle. Yeah. So some other, pretty decent trades. But yeah, altogether, this Tyler Myers going for a 2nd and 4th round pick to Dallas. Just the deadline was such a dud. Not other than Kadri coming in late, 2 trades coming in late. It really just wasn't.
That was probably
exciting.
The only good one.
Yeah, it came in
much, and it came out at the very end. We wanted to see Trocheck go. We wanted to see Robert Thomas or Jordan Kyrou. We wanted to see one of those big players go. Big stuff. We got nothing.
I think was it the big board for the Athletic? There were 5. I think there was it was Bennington, Kyrou, Thomas, Trocheck, and there was one other name where like the top 5, and none of the top 5 moved. Just the the whole big board thing they had and stuff like that. But Edmonton giving up picks for a 1st round pick for Jason Dickinson, just to get rid of some cap, and obviously not doing anything in their goalie situation, which is horrible. I think it's self-sabotage. They are going to kick the best player that they've had in the last 20 years off their team. He is going to leave because they can't get their heads out of their asses.
And he only
It's
has one
amazing.
more year, right? After this year?
Yeah. No, two.
It's
two.
Oh, it's this year and then
He
2 more
signed
years?
3, right? Yeah, I think it was 3, right?
I thought he just signed 2 years, but I guess that starts next year is year 1 and the year after is year 2.
This is their year. This is their year with Corey Perry being on Tampa. This is Edmonton's.
They want to win a cup.
A 2-year, $25 million extension.
There.
So he's got 2 more years.
Yeah. Oh, so he's
2
got
years,
2 more
25
after this season. Okay. So
he's going to leave.
I don't know.
They're going to kick him out.
Yeah, it's
just.
Their
defense is a joke. Their goaltending's a joke. Their forwards are.
Yeah, the goaltending out is not good.
2 guys. Yeah, yeah, it's horrible. And then Pittsburgh just getting boatloads of stuff for that trade. Skinner for Jari is just icing on the cake.
And Skinner's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's in pretty decent. I thought maybe they would trade him too, get something back.
I want to see him get flipped somewhere, and then I can laugh even more.
Yeah, back to Edmonton.
Yeah, that would have been great.
That would have been very funny. That would
have made the trade deadline right there.
Awesome.
If they trade him back to Edmonton for whatever.
I mean, I joked about it when
they won.
Yeah, I joked about it when you guys acquired Corey Perry. That made the deadline for me because there's only 2 players that they could have acquired that would have pissed you off the most, which would have been him or if Mike Smith came out of retirement to back up your
somehow.
Yes,
either is like on the bench or something for Tampa, or now part of the.
He's a coach. He's your new goalie coach.
Yeah. So, oh my God.
Oh man, that would be great.
Basti would be like, "Yeah, no, thank you."
Yeah.
No thanks.
Oh man. But some other quick stuff. Obviously, Malkin getting banned the 5 games for the Darlene slash, which was just crazy. Jack Hughes, American Wonder, getting the first 3 tallies since the golden goal against my Rangers. Thank you, Shorts guy.
Mm-hmm.
We needed that. Right now we're beating the Flyers, those 6-1 effing Flyers.
Good.
Landeskog out for a little while. Brad Marchand, they're saying he could be shut down for the season, which it does suck. I think Florida's obviously going to put this one away, and
they might as well. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, they just go back for they're going to get a top 10 pick, which is also nuts. But
hopefully it's not number 1 like I predicted.
Yeah, could you imagine if they get freaking?
Oh my God, I hope that doesn't
Trim.
happen.
Why would you put that in the world?
I don't know.
It wouldn't shock me.
I was right though. I said I wanted Florida to be like one of the worst teams or the worst team in the league, and they're right there. Well, they're not right there, but they're definitely 99% sure not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one. Bobrovsky. We wanted to see if he would get traded somewhere.
Yeah,
that would have been good. Yeah, that would have been a possibility. Could you imagine Bobrovsky going to Edmonton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been hilarious.
They should have.
There's no way they could afford him. They'd have to trade.
I was going to say Florida would have had to have retained most of that
50%
contract.
Yeah, can you retain more than 50%?
No,
you can't retain more than 50. Yeah, so that's $5 million that they would have to pay him, but they don't even have. They have like $200,000 in cap space or less.
Someone would have had to have been shut down in LTIR.
Or they trade another like Darnell.
Or they trade somebody out. Yeah.
Which they probably should do, but that's maybe for another time.
But that would have been hysterically funny if they had traded Bobrovsky to Edmonton, and then Edmonton winds up winning the cup with Bobrovsky against Tampa because Corey Perry is your hero.
Yeah,
we can't get away from friggin' seeing Bobrovsky in the goddamn playoffs. He's not even on the damn Panthers anymore. No. Oh my, that would be a nightmare.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
It would have been. It really would have been.
I guess I would have to laugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have laughed.
What else we got here?
Great.
Let's go to some NHL standings. That's what I was trying to find. So right now, Atlantic, Buffalo Sabres leading Tampa. We talked about it. Red Wings, Canadians, Bruins. So it looks like the Eastern Conference will have the wild card for the moment. Columbus is 2 points back at 74 from Boston. In Metro, Carolina, Penguins, Islanders. Devils 4-6 in their last 10. Rangers 3-5-2. They have 56 points. They're the last in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I
mean, next to their name.
Shorts guy, just quick. You think the Devils are going to make any kind of run here? What is your overall thoughts on them?
I don't know. I think they're not mathematically out, so anything's still possible.
Nope, they're not. They are
And,
currently 8 points.
10
No, sorry,
points
10 points back. Yeah,
of the
10,
wild card,
which is really only 5 wins, but you need a lot of other teams to lose at the same time too. So it would take a lot. And then I was just looking up the stats just to make sure I was thinking about this correctly. Shwim, you talk about how Vasi should have and could have done the back-to-back the other 2 nights. The Devils have played 4 games since last weekend, 2 sets of back-to-backs, and Markstrom has played all 4 of those games and has gone 3-1.
Okay.
So, and he was at the
That's
Olympics.
what I'm saying.
So
These guys can handle this stuff. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
It seems to be, at least from short term, what I've seen is that they're going to ride Markstrom in this. Mm-hmm. So it may be too little too late. I really hope it's not. But, the only advantage to the Devils not being in the playoffs is it's much less expensive for me.
That's true.
But I would enjoy at least 1 or 2 home games, in the first round. But until they're mathematically out, I'm going to have some hope, but I think it's too little too late at this point. I mean, 5 wins would put us in a whole different spot. 5 wins here or there, and at any point from November on would have gotten us we'd be in a whole different spot. Even 3 wins between November and now would have gotten us into a whole different spot. So, but we'll see. There's always, there's always that chance, and you gotta have hope.
Yeah, you got to go on like a major run to even get close.
I mean,
it's gonna be tough.
Immediately.
They were, over the last week, 3-1. It would have been 4 in a row if they wouldn't have been shut out last night against Detroit. I have to imagine that we'll see Markstrom again on Thursday, definitely against Calgary. I can't remember. I was looking at Thursday, but I didn't look if there's anything tomorrow, which I got to imagine there is. No, they're off until Thursday. Yeah, so my guess is we're going to see Markstrom again. And then we got LA on Saturday, which I'll be at. So
nice. You're playing 2 Western
and then
teams,
the Bruins.
So it's like that's a good thing. Like you don't have to worry about playing. Like let the other teams that are ahead of you lose, and then you bank your 2 points against the Western team. Like
and then we got the Bruins on Monday.
A team you're trying to chase or something.
Yeah, and then we get the Rangers again on Wednesday of next week at MSG. So
that should be an easy one. There you go.
Yeah, you never know. It should be, but that's a rivalry game.
I want them to.
I hate the Rangers.
Yeah.
I know you want the Rangers to roll over and die, but
and it sucks because this is honestly the first time in my life I have wanted the Rangers to lose. Even last year I wanted them to win and make a playoffs, even though they sucked. Mm-hmm. And I've never I always the Rangers are the only team that I always want to win. Right, the Jets I just want them to lose, so they keep getting worse draft picks. It's just funny. But this is the only time because this Drury, this GM, I'm not a supporter anymore. He just has been so bad, and I am really worried that if he does not get a top 3 pick, he will fumble and miss on whatever prospect he takes. Like the top 3, whether it be Sternberg, obviously
McKenna,
Ehrhoff, McKenna, and Ehrhoff are the 3 top guys, and they need one of those 3 guys. They need someone to basically put it in their laps for them not to fumble this. And I can't trust Drury, so I need them to lose to tank. Yeah. That's sad. It sucks.
How mad would you be mad if they win the first overall pick and they don't take McKenna?
No, because apparently there's a lot of people that like Sternberg, Stenberg.
I like him a lot too.
Ivar Stenberg. They say he's, Philip Forsberg. McKenna could be, McKenna was thought about as this generational prospect, right? He was someone that they didn't think could miss, and now they don't know what he could be. Obviously, he is the most talent. I'd probably rather take the chance on him developing, but if they said, hey, it's Stenberg, I couldn't disagree with that. I mean, if you get a 80-point player, it's never a bad thing.
Stenberg,
I think you would be more happy if you got the second overall pick than winning the lottery.
No, I want to win it.
I don't know.
So
I think you'd be like, oh man, we're getting this stud Swede. I think you'd be psyched.
Here's my question: is Stenberg the more complete player of the two?
Yes. Yeah.
I think
he is.
In all honesty, with the Rangers' track record of bringing in young guys and just destroying them, you'd probably want Stenberg if McKenna still needs to develop.
The only problem is he is a winger, and I know McKenna has been a center/winger. We are pretty heavy on wing, so we could use the center. But yeah, I wouldn't either of the two. What Stenberg's doing in the Sweden, SHL is as a rookie, as a young, the youngest kid there. He's awesome. I think he's already broken records from a lot of the big time players. So. Yeah, I have no preference, so I'm good with either. But all right. Quickly, we got to do our awesome plus minus. We talked about Western Conference, Colorado, Dallas, Winnipeg, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota. Utah is right in that. Utah right now, about 72 points, would lead the Pacific. Or sorry, actually, Anaheim's one ahead, but that's sad that the Pacific is so bad. Yeah, the Ducks, Knights, Edmonton Oilers, and the Kraken. And it looks like Predators are right behind the Kraken as well as the Sharks for the last wild card spot.
That's another team. I hope the Sharks make it. I want to see them.
I want Sharks Ducks. Sharks Ducks would be fun because that's just offense.
Ducks would be great. I would. Yeah. You know what though? Just the Sharks back in the playoffs. That just brings back that old vibe that Shark Tank was just a killer spot to be for the playoffs. Yeah. I think that would be a great thing for the league.
Completely agree. You got 3 players already with 100 points: McDavid, McKinnon, Kucherov. Draisaitl's at 92. Celebrini at 89. Goals: Mac 43. Cole Caulfield 37. A guy that could have been on the Olympic team. Kirill Kaprizov 36. McDavid with 73 assists. He's awesome. Lights out. Quinn Hughes is doing fantastic on defense. Same thing with Makar. Plus minus, Nate Dogg 56 is just crazy. The minus section, Mackenzie Weegar minus 35, Brock Besser
maybe
minus
that'll
33.
Change now that he got traded.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, Utah. Oh, that means our boy Brock Besser is going to be the leader in plus minus or minus. I should just say.
Or the minuses. Yeah.
Lev Shinov should just keep sucking for Chicago. Get there.
It's very possible.
Goaltending. Wedgwood leads for goals against, but Vasi, probably right now the favorite for the Vezina. Although a lot of people love Sorokin at the moment. I know he's playing a lot of games. He's got, I think, 1,070 saves. He's already got the leader. Who knows what happens there? But it's gonna be a tight race.
No.
So.
It's just because it's an Islander.
No.
If Tampa can figure out their goddamn defense and play better, then maybe Vasi can win it. But I don't know. They're letting up a lot of goals lately.
Yeah.
Not just last night. It's been a trend since they got back from what do you call it?
No bueno. No bueno.
Mm-mm.
All right. My beer, Wicked Weed Burst, 4-5 or 4.25. It's always good.
Nice guy. You want me to go? I'll go. Yeah. New Nightmare, delicious.
Yeah, you can go.
I'll go 4.25 also.
Ooh. Like
my 30-minute. I don't know if I've ever rated it before, but I'm gonna go 4.5 because it's just awesome, nice and refreshing, especially after you've had too much Chinese food. And I gotta say this: let's go Sacred Heart. We're in the semis of our divisional playoffs this weekend, hoping to get up there.
Very nice. I actually don't even know what is Hockey East at real fast. The tournament. I can't remember because UMass.
I'll tell you what. I brought. While you're looking that up, I brought my buddy Chris with me on Saturday. He's never been to a college hockey game, and he absolutely loved it. We also got like the prime treatment up at Sacred Heart, which was phenomenal. So thank you to Sacred Heart for that.
Nice.
But it was just it was a blast, and it was a good game. It's good hockey. College hockey is so much fun.
What
Yeah,
division
Massachusetts should be.
We're D1.
You are D1? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
AHA D1. So
Nice.
Yep. I believe we're still the 16th seed. If we win, whoever wins our division championship gets seed 16 in the tournament. So
yeah, currently Providence leads Hockey East. We got Massachusetts next, my alma mater, UConn, Boston College, BU's at 6, and they have a lot of talent too. So let's.
When's your tournament?
I think it starts in a week or so.
Wow.
I don't see. Oh, your schedule's here. Men's
I would
Closet.
imagine it would start so far.
I would have thought so too. It does. Oh, UMass did win. Come on, I can't find it. Oh, we'll find it for next week, and we'll do some other hockey because college hockey is the best.
Maybe we talk college hockey next weekend because there's a lot coming up, and here's hoping that Sacred Heart's going to be in a final coming up. So,
Shrim, take her home.
Remember, Shorts Guy, it's not a lie if you believe it.
You love Corey Perry.